Has Prince Harry just been caught leaking details of his reunion with King Charles to the press? Let's put it this way. The details that are in this article right here, for me, could have only come from one or two people, Hazza or King Charles. Which one do you think was the source? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because has Prince Harry just been caught leaking details of his reunion with King Charles to the press? Putting it this way, the details that we're going to go through in this article in a moment, for me, could have only come from one of two people, either Hazza or King Charles. The question is, which one do you think was the source for this particular article? Who gained more for these details being out in the open? For me, it's Hazza. What do you guys think? Well, let's jump into it right now. Here's the headline inside the very emotional reunion between Prince Harry and King Charles after nearly 2 years apart. This is an Us Weekly exclusive, and they're saying an insider, I wonder who that insider is, right, is sharing details of the very emotional and long-awaited reunion between Hazza and the King. They first say that the meeting, when I can get my teeth back in, was sparked by a handwritten letter from Harry earlier this year to Charles expressing his desire to reconnect. Yeah. Let's put it this way, first and foremost. This handwritten letter, who else could have known about this handwritten letter, guys? It was a handwritten letter written from Hazza to the King. Yeah. Private correspondence between two people. Who could have leaked that detail out, right, guys? Let's go on. The source says they weren't sure it was going to happen until just in the last week. Adding that the reunion was super positive and very relaxed. How do they know that? How does this source know that the reunion was super positive and very relaxed? Again, just like that letter, right, was between two people, Hazza and the King, the meeting again was just between two people, Hazza and the King. So only Hazza and the King, for me, would know whether this whole reunion was very positive and very relaxed, right? Think about it. Think about where this is coming from, guys. The source then says they were catching up personally about the children and what's been going on with King Charles and his health. There were hugs and tears at the meeting. Again, going very, very specific now into what happened at this meeting that, again, was only between two people, Hazza and King Charles. Only Hazza and King Charles knew what happened in that meeting and knew what was said in that meeting. So for this source to go super specific and say not only what the atmosphere was like between the two and what the meeting was like, but go into the specifics of what they discussed, again, only two people that would know any of that, which is Prince Hazza and King Charles. Which one was the source for this particular article is my question. Who benefits more for this information to be out in the public? I would say Hazza, because he is on a mission at the moment to try and rehabilitate his image here in the UK. He's even turning round trying to gaslight us all, saying the British public are liking me, they're on my side. No, we are not. And I debunked that, and I released a video earlier on debunking it and so much more about what he said whilst he was in the UK earlier on today. If you missed that video, I'll make sure it is linked in the description bar below and towards the end of this video here. But moving on, again, the source then says that the mood was genuine and positive. There was even laughter, saying they shared a long hug when they first saw each other. Harry started crying and it was very emotional for both of them. They really missed each other. It was a short window of time, but Charles agreed to it because the timing worked out for him and it was a good opportunity to meet while Harry was in London. They met at Clarence's house because it's the King's home, and it was chosen because it was an intimate, less formal atmosphere compared to Buckingham Palace. They wanted an intimate setting to ease back into their personal connection without any pressure. Again, how does this source know that the mood was genuine and positive, that there was laughter, that they shared this big, massive, long hug when they first saw each other? There's only two people in that room that would have known it, and that is Hazard and King Charles. So who's really leaking this information out? I don't think it's the king. It makes more sense for me that Hazard's leaking this information out because it makes him be more in a positive light in the public, all this lot. But I'm seeing through it, aren't you? Then the whole where they actually met and how it was chosen. Again, how does this source know this? Who is leaking this? This is insane. According to the same insider, the reunion took place because King Charles felt the timing was right and that their rift needed to be addressed. This is all putting Prince Hazard conveniently in a positive light here. The insider adding they needed to come to some sort of resolution and they both feel the same. Yeah, how does this insider know? Again, it comes down to this, right? Going through that article, that exclusive from Us Weekly, right? All the specifics that this insider is divulging in regards to the reunion between Prince Harry and King Charles last week, it all makes me think of one question. Who is that source? How does that source know all those details regarding a meeting that was solely between two people, Hazard and the King? Where are they getting this information from? Who benefits more for this information being out there in the public? Won't be the King. The King's sitting pretty, right? He's fine. Hazard, on the other hand, his reputation is completely tanked. He's one of the least popular members of the royal family out there. Everything that he touches turns to rat shits, right? He's been in so many scandals this year, right? Centre Barley being a big, massive one. So what's a Hazard to do? Try and rehabilitate his image by, in my opinion, conspiracy theory or whatever, using the royal family and trying to worm his way back in and trying to put himself in a positive light with his meeting with the King last week. For me, all that information that's in that article publicly serves only one person and one person only, and that's Hazard. So going back round, right? This article here, has Prince Harry just been caught leaking details of his reunion with King Charles to the press? Has he just been caught in the act? I suspect so. But enough about what I think, what do you guys think? With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and of course there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef The Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think Prince Harry's ultimately the source of this? Has he just been caught leaking details of his reunion with King Charles to the press? I think so, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.